इसे टाइम पास, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो मारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% कर्नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, who asked you live at zero complaint level, मौज में रहो, be happy. श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः, गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Brahmanande Advaitananda is the topic we are studying. We started from the 11th chapter, Brahmanande Yogananda. Thereafter came Brahmanande Atmananda. Then it should have been Vidyananda, but Vidyananda didn't come. Then came Brahmanande Advaitananda in the 13th chapter. So, how far we have come? We are toward the end of this chapter. See? The rule is very simple. The to be known, not unknown. To be known. If you don't want to know, no problem. Problem comes when you want to know. To be known is reached by what is already known with reference to be known. So what we want to know? We want God realization. We want self-realization. Isn't it? So this is to be known by us. Now, what is known to us? This world. So, with reference to this world, we start our inquiry. And in that inquiry, we started from space. Tasmat Atmanaha Akasha Sambhutaha. Now be very attentive. In Varanasi, there used to be one Mahatma Ji, Pakkad brand. So one seeker reached him, approached him and said, Maharaj, I don't know how this world is created by God. How can He create this world? It is so variety. Out of gold you can create only the golden ornaments. You cannot create steel ornaments out of gold. So how from one Paramatma, the Jada Chetan, the sentient and inert world is created? So that Mahatma said, what you have studied? Oh, I have studied Taittiriya Upanishad. Wow, you are very well read. Now tell how the creation is told in your Taittiriya Upanishad. See? So he started, tape record, switch on. Tasmad Atmanaha Akasha Sambhutaha Akashad Vayu Vayu Ragni Ragni Rapaha Alvya Prithivya Prithivya Oshadaya Oshadibhyo Annanam. He says, stop, stop, stop. You are very highly informed. I am not. Slowly. Tell one by one. Okay. Tasmat Atmanaha Akasha Sambhutaha. Very good. Now what is Akash? This is the inquiry we have conducted. What is the Akash? See? Akash is emptiness. Emptiness means nothing. What the Upanishad says? Tasmat Atmanaha Akasha Sambhutaha. Nothing is created. Why you go further? Stop there, relax. How true it is. So here we have taken the same inquiry. What is this space? So space is, it is known and it is infinite. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Because unless there is a space, you can't have the contents. Therefore there is space. Then it is known. Unless it is known, how it can be established that it is? Yes. Ananta, there are not many spaces, only one space. One without a second. Yes. Then, so, this Sat Chit Ananda, existence, knowledge and Anantatva is there. But can you find out what is the space? See? Therefore, in this space, the reality is Satchidananda and space is superimposed on the Satchidananda Tattva. In Brahma Sutra, this topic comes very exhaustively. The purpose of our scriptures is not to prove that there is a creation. The purpose is not there to prove that we have to go to hell and heaven. The purpose is to bring to our cognition our divine nature. See, when we take food, it doesn't matter what food you take. Vegetarian, non-vegetarian, vegetarian, whatever you take. What is the purpose? Satiation of hunger. See? In the same manner, what are the topics discussed in our scriptures? Urdhva Moola Madashakam world. Then Mamai Vansho Jiva Loke, the Jiva. Then where is God? Yada Aditya Gatam Teja Jagat Bhasete Khilam. Then where is God? Where is God? See? Sarvasya Chaham Hridhi Sannimishta. And what he does there? He supports the four. Mattaha Smriti Jnanam Apohanancha. The waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. And therefore conclusion is what? Therefore, Vedesha Sarvai Ahameva Vidya. So the purpose of studying is not to discuss about the world. The purpose of studying is to discover our essential nature. See? Therefore, like our Avadut Gita tells very clearly, Ishvaranugrahat eva pumsam advaita vasana mahad bhaya paritranad vipranam upajayate. How do we know God's grace is showering on us? We want to know nothing else but the truth. Ishvaranugrahat eva. The anugraha, the blessings, the grace of God differs from person to person. He who is unable to get married, for him the grace will be, oh God, I should get married, please bless me. God will say, if I have to bless you, why will I ask you to get married? Therefore, this space appears but doesn't exist. So there are three things. Na sato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sataha. That which is, you can do nothing about it. That which is not, it is not, you can do nothing about it. So, but if the third option comes, there is nothing, but it appears. This appearance starts creating problem in our life. See? Therefore, Bhagavan told, see, न रूपमस्येह तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादि नरसम प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं स्वीरूढ़मूलम असंग शस्त्रेण दृढ़ेन चित्वा. So what is the way we can deal with the illusions? Only one way. Recognition of the illusion as an illusion is the only way to transcend illusion. There is no other way. And therefore, when we are studying here, these Brahmananda, Advaitananda, what we are trying to understand, this world that we are talking about, Kha, Anila, Agni, Jala, Urvi, Anda, Loka, Prani, Shiladikaha, Vikara, Pranadhishu, Antachichaya, Pratibimbita. So these are all appearances, modifications, but they don't exist. So the world is divided into two, depending upon the upadhi through which the reality is expressing. One is this Panchamahabhautik Srishti, and second is Dhishu Antachichaya Pratibimbita. Therefore, this point also we told you again and again, reflect on it. World is what? Asti, Bhati, Priya, Nama, Rupa, iti Panchamshakam, Adyatrayam, Brahma Rupam, Jagad Rupam, Tato Dvayam. What is Jagad Rupam? Nama Rupa. So, Rupa is outside. This point was very beautifully brought out in this text. What is this? This is a mouse. The mouse doesn't know it is a mouse. I know it is a mouse. After the mouse is removed, be attentive. After the form is removed, the name remains. See? And therefore, what is samsara? Samsara is running after names and forms. See? And it has no existence. Word without meaning is noise. See? And therefore, we have to recognize what is this world? Two aspects. Inert, rupa, forms, and sentient, nama, the knower. Now, how this happens? Now, this is another important point we have to learn. See, the consciousness manifests in two ways. See? One way is illuminating what is available in front, like this light. It is illuminating whatever comes in front. But in place of all these things, if there is a mirror, what will happen? Think. Now, the area where this light cannot reach, but the mirror is such where the light is reflected and this reflected light goes somewhere, and then there is an illusion that this is also a light, that is also a light. But what is the difference? The difference is this light is dependent on the upadhi. That light is independent of the upadhi. We get carried away by this dependent light, what is called Chidabhas. See, my common example, man, Paramatma, husband, Jivatma. So, man reflected in the mirror of the wife, that reflection is called as husband. Now who is miserable? Man or husband? Keep quiet. Don't reply. See, when I give examples of husband and wife, if they are together in the lecture and if I glorify the wife, how the wives are understanding, smart, capable, but husbands are dumb. The moment I say like this, देखो 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 सुनो. See friends, the day you will discover this, you have understood Brahmanande Advaitananda. As a husband, I am happy or miserable because of wife. Dvaita. But whether the wife is there or not, I continue to be. So my existence is independent on any conditioning whatsoever it may be. Therefore the rule is Aupadhik Anekta appears but doesn't exist. See? One man, son, husband, father, depending upon three conditionings. Has he become three? But who is miserable? These three are miserable. Man is never miserable. See? Then how to do with this? Again our happy mantra. Wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100%. Karnataka. So we all have to play this game of life. Karnataka means what? Everything appears to be happening, but nothing is happening. Like our satsanga, as if you are listening. But nobody is listening, I know that. Then why I am talking? To instruct myself. Because I am the first audience. Before you hear, I hear it. See, Maharaj. Therefore, these external world vikara, they are the modifications, and the same Paramatma reflects in the buddhi pratibimbita. This is how Jada Chetan Vibhaga comes. Now, Chetana Chetaneshu Satchidananda Lakshanam Samanam Brahma Vidyate Nama Rupe Pruthak Pruthak. So Chetana Achetaneshu, the sentient and the inert. Satchidananda Lakshanam Brahma Samanam. This is what we are trying to understand. See, the table is Sat. The light is Sat. The man is Sat. The disease is Sat. Foolishness is Sat. Without the Sat, nothing can be. See, to the extent even the absence is. Don't we say, hey, you are very conspicuous by your absence? So nothing in this world can ever be referred as non-existing. See? So, Chetana, Achetana. Whether we are talking about the inert world or the living being, both of them are associated with Sat or the existence. Now see, now that Sat or existence is superimposed with two kinds of conditionings. One kind of conditioning is the ordinary thing. Second kind of conditioning is the mirror. See? Therefore, where the consciousness can express as Chidabhasa, an illusion of life appears. And where the consciousness cannot reflect as Chidabhasa, it is inert. Because of this two conditioning, the same reality appears to have become two, but it is not. Like the electricity. In the bulb expresses as light sentiency. See? In the fan, only the magnetic force. So are there two electricities? Only one. So the differences are on account of the conditioning through which the truth is expressing. See, friends, therefore, what will be the spiritual practice? Nama rupe pruthak pruthak vidyete. So the world appears rupatmak as inert, namatmak as sentient. I know, so I am the knower sentient, Mike is the known inert. I am the known sentient, I know you. But what I know you, you are inert only. What you are, I don't know you. Because Advaita, see, Brahmanande, Advaitananda. So this division is on account of the Upadhi. Therefore, one very important point we have to understand. See, it is so subtle. This particular point we normally don't talk in public because here you are listening to Panchadashi, so you are qualified for that. Panchakoshas are spoken of. Annamaya kosh, maya matu pratyay, meaning modification. So Annamaya kosh, body is the modification of the food. It is born in the food, maintained in the food, ultimately become the food for others. Annamaya kosh. Then Pranamaya kosh, modification of the prana. Outside there is air, inside also there is air. But outside air is modified, it's called as prana. These are very subtle things, friend. You can discover yourself, not difficult. See, if you take, for example, this is a magnet. This magnet will have a magnetic field. It cannot be seen. Magnetic field is there. And if the iron files are kept away, nothing will happen. But if the iron files come within the circle of the magnetic field, it will be pulled. If this is clear, air is everywhere. But the field of consciousness is like an aura around us. And when the air enters that aura, that ordinary air is converted into Panchapranas. Dekho Maharaj. Therefore, prana is modification of the air. Body is modification of the food. Then mind. So the subtle body, in short. It is the modification of the knowledge. Manomay, then Vijnanamay. Then we come to the Anandamaya Kosh. The Anandamaya is not modification of Ananda. Most of the people make this mistake. Annamaya Kosha, modification of food. Pranamaya, this Pranamaya, Manomaya, etc., they are modification of the knowledge aspect. When the knowledge or the thoughts are in a state of confusion and chaos, that state of knowledge is called as mind. When the state of thought is conviction, decision, right or wrong is not the criteria. That state is called as intellect. Then the question comes, whose mind, whose intellect? Of course, mine. So that is the ahankar, the owner of the confusion and the decision. And then when interactions happen, then there will be accumulation of memory, and that is the chitta. So this mana buddhi chitta ahankar, these are not structural differences, but these are functional attributes, and that is the state of the mind. So annamaya, pranamaya, manomaya we can understand, but when it comes to anandamaya kosha or the causal body, anandamaya kosha is not the modification of the ananda. Remember, I had told you this many times. Ahar ahar brahma gamayati sushupteshu. In Prashnopanishad is distinctly explained. Every night when one goes to sleep, he is one with the Brahman, the reality. But only thing is, we don't recognize that. The truth has to be recognized, that this is the truth. Similarly, we all go through the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Everybody, every day, dozens of times. But we don't recognize. Pratyabhijna is this. See, waking we know, I hope we are. Dream we know, deep sleep we know. But what is the Nirvikalpa Samadhi? See, Tripura Rahasya clearly tells, everybody, every day, experiences Nirvikalpa Samadhi dozens of times in a day. Yet, they are not benefited because they don't recognize this is that. Tattvamasi. They don't recognize. This is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. We are not trying to understand. Vikalpa is option. Nirvikalpa, no option. Non-optional experience. What are the options for us? I know, I don't know, I understand, I am confused. But I am about this. There is no option. Where knowing and being merged together, that experience is Nirvikalpa Samadhi or God realization. See? So, Chetana Achetaneshu Satchidananda Lakshanam. So, this Satchidananda is a common denominator which is supporting both the Jada and the Chetana. See, my friends, therefore, one of the simplest spiritual practice is this. Two things I will tell you. One with reference to the Sat, other with reference to Chit. Non-specific existence. Do not become anybody. See? And this is what happens to us every day, but we don't remember. When Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, in Sushupti, deep sleep, tatra mata amata bhavati, tatra pita apita bhavati. But we continue to exist. So, extension of the deep sleep in the waking without going to sleep is God realization. See? What is the experience of deep sleep? Inside, outside is nullified. See? This example I give a number of times. One day it should click. See? This thing is in my pocket. The table is outside of what? Outside pocket. Because pocket is the reference. We are inside the hall. Shoes are outside the hall. In deep sleep, we are inside the body or outside the body? What is happening is we are changing the standpoint. When our standpoint is these walls, then we are inside. But if you ask the space, from space's standpoint, the hall is in me, I am not in the hall. This we don't have to do anything, only recognize. See? Pragas sapsamiti prabodha samaye ya pratyabhijnayate. I had good sleep, but in between I had bad dreams. Who says this thing? The one who is everywhere and yet not conditioned by anything. Dekho Santo, with this foundation, nobody can make you disturbed or frustrated. But then Karnataka, you have to do Natak. See? If somebody is dead, you go there. Don't become Vedanti. Hey, don't cry, you are also going to die. No. Then you go and hang your face like everybody. After that, have a cup of tea, relax. Karnataka is the highest spiritual practice. Bhagavan Krishna tells very clearly, there is only one solution to all the problems of life. This life is a natak. In natak, you only act, you don't react. But the acting is so real that the audience thinks we are reacting. See? When a boy tells a girl on the stage that, honey, darling, today is 14 February, therefore I got this lovely rose for you. And she said, thank you, darling, honey. And slowly, keep it, we'll repair for the next tour. Is it a love? No. Just natak. What is a natak? Therefore, actions happen, but actor is not. Knowledge is there, but knower is not. Experience is there, but experiencer is not. This is what it is said. Chetana achetaneshu satchidananda lakshanam samanam vid brahma vidyate nama rupe pruthak pruthak. So the first step is therefore the non-specific existence. Don't become anybody. See? But then we go on talking all the time about our past. Do you remember once I told you, in Detroit, there was a conference and Vishwa Hindu Parishad conference. So 3 of us were on the stage. One was Sushil Muni, Jain Sadhu, second me, and one person. Our bluffs were over in 10 minutes. We don't have to prepare. Bluff, we are expert in bluffing. Over. Then the organizer has to introduce because they knew us. He was new. So he said, now we have got with us a distinguished speaker, Mr. Rao from London. Mr. Rao got angry. Excuse me, Dr. Rao. When you are a doctor, do you cease to be a Mr. or what? This is how the upadhis make us extraordinary. Friends, spiritual life is drop all extra, including fat. See? Recently, I was on the banks of Narmadaji. In one big ashram I went. So, there we are talking and that Mahatmaji told, Swamiji, there was one Mahatmaji, very huge. His stomach was so big that he used to keep his thali on his own stomach and eat. And he used to say, the gate of the ashram and the pate of the Mahatma should match. See? Specific. We don't have to become extraordinary. remain ordinary. How do we become extraordinary? We become extraordinary by adding something. See? So, I am Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. I am Indian, non-Indian. I am rich, I am poor. I am educated, I am overeducated. Keep on adding in that. See, friends. Therefore, when Sannyas Diksha is given, that time we are exposed to Viraja Homa. In that Viraja Homa, our name and form are destroyed. See, you people dress so neat and beautiful. We see like cartoons. And you have got lovely name. One child asked me this question. Swamiji, why these Swamis have their name suffixed with Ananda, like Devananda? I said, it is only for one reason, to remind that Swami, for name's sake, be happy. Otherwise, Gadbad is very miserable. Arhe, tumhara naam Anand hai. Sharam rakho. We have no right to be miserable. Then, practice happiness. I am not giving you mantra. Practice happiness. If somebody does a mistake in asking, how are you? Don't take revenge. Baito. And start your tragedies. Fire. I am on the top of the world. But then the word should carry that tone and meaning also. Otherwise, how are you? Padhe top of the world. No. So first is this Satchidananda at the Sat level be non-specific existence. Then Chit level. Sat-Chit. Chit is what? That experience which does not involve operation of any known means of knowledge. What are the known means of knowledge? Sense organs, mind and intellect. It's not difficult, it's very simple. Do you know you are? Yes. How do you know you are? Of course, through my nose, I think I am. No. Do you know you are? I think. How do you know? Through my no. Do we know we are? Yes. How? By concept. No. We are neither an object to be known through sense organs, nor an emotion to be felt by the mind, nor a concept to be understood by the intellect. So these two things, Chetana Achetaneshu Satchidana Lakshanam Samanam Brahma Vidyete Nama Rupe Pruthak Pruthak. So this reality is as if divided into name and a form. The forms are objective, inert, and the names are subjective, known by knower. But that doesn't mean because of that Sat and Chit are divided. They can never be divided. See? If the Sat is not Chit, it will become inert. If the Chit is not Sat, it will become Asat. They cannot be divided. It's one and the same. And this is our experience. When Sat and Chit are separate, what happens? See? Suppose you like Shrikhanda. I am just giving example. Don't start. You like Shrikhanda. And it is in your plate. But then the problem. All the time. So till the object, Sad Vastu, Sat, is separate from the Chit, the instrument of knowledge, there is misery. Jaldi khatam karo na. And when Sat and Chit, they merge. Aha. So what is Ananda? Where name and the form merge together. And therefore, there is neither extraordinary nor wonderful. See? Samanam Brahma Vidyate Nama Rupe Pratak Pratak. Therefore, because of the names and the forms, the Brahman appears to have divided into two. See? For this, I gave you one technique, if you remember. Swamiji, you should remember. We forget. So, okay, I remember. See? Make absence as an object of experience. We all have knowledge of something which is present. Now, what is the world? Name and form. So, what will be the absence? Can we tell somebody, hey, get me one glass of absence? Absence is not an object. Then, absence of what? So, what is the world? Name and form. So, let us take name. Absence of name. Meaning, silence. Now, listen to silence. But there is a catch. Ears can hear only sounds. Ears cannot hear the silence. Then, don't get disturbed or react to any sound. Then what it is? Hearing is happening, but hearer is not born. See? Are we doing meditation? Have we chanted? Have we done Shirshasana? Have we done the Padmasana? No. We have to work on this. And for that, the source of sounds are two. One is internal, second is external. Internal source, talking to yourself. Stop talking to yourself, first step. And substantiate it with listening to silence. Then one day you will discover what? That which supports both the presence and absence, asti and nasti, is beyond presence and absence. Because there is no criteria, this Satchidananda is not many, this bliss is not many. And therefore, Brahmanande Advaitananda. देखो संतो, abiding in this and playing the game of life. Therefore, our main mantra is life is a time pass. When you take life as time pass, success and failure is not the criteria. Gain and loss is not the criteria. See? Because there is nobody. Like when we play with the kids. So that time our attraction is not whether I win or I am defeated. We have to just keep the Rakshas busy till the food is ready. But the child is concerned, I want to win over Swamiji. See, friends, to samanam brahma vidyate nama rupe pratak pratak. So, if the world is name and a form, and if we want to practice Brahmananda Advaitananda, what will be the spiritual practice? First, suno, mat bolo. Then forms, dekho, mat bolo. Samanam Brahma Vidyate Nama Rupe Prathak Prathak. The day we will take this in letter and spirit as our spiritual practice, you will be liberated from all the wrong notions about so-called spiritual life. Spirituality doesn't mean that we are going to be hanged after satsang. Relax. But you see, most of the places, spirituality means they become Gambhiran. Or don't disturb. Meditation in progress. We are already disturbed. Don't disturb. Those who get disturbed, they can never walk spiritual path. Let the world be disturbed by us. We should not get disturbed. Life becomes beautiful. See? This we have to accept. There is no option. Nanya pantha vidyate yanaya. So, samanam brahma vidyate nama rupe prathak prathak. Continuing further. Brahmanyete nama rupe pate chitra vivastite upeksha nama rupe de sachidananda dhirvavet. In the 6th chapter of Panchadashi, it was Chitradeep. There the picture is presented so beautiful. On a cloth, a canvas. First of all, we have to apply some starch so that canvas becomes hard. So first canvas, then starch. So it is ready, on which we can draw some lines, outlines. Human beings, animals, tree, river, all that. After that is done, to our satisfaction, then we go on adding colors. See? If it is a tree, we don't put on a pant. If it is a man, we don't put on a sari. So depending upon the different pictures, the coloring is made. And thereafter, that picture looks so beautiful. We keep on talking only about the picture, but the cloth, the canvas which was supporting that, we totally forget. So if we have to know the canvas, do we have to destroy the picture? What do we have to do? Don't get carried away by the colors and the forms. Don't get carried away by good and bad experiences. Don't get carried away by reacting and creating friends and enemies. Be the substratum. And after having recognized this, there will be no change anywhere. Everything will continue like this. After having known that the blueness of the sky is an illusion, after having known, you have studied physics, you know it is optical illusion, it is not real. After having known also, you will continue to see that. But earlier, the blueness of the sky was taken as real. Now, although it is seen, but it is no more taken as real. In the same manner, the wise man and the other wise man live in the same world. The other wise man lives in this world and suffers. The wise man also lives in the same world but doesn't suffer. देखो महाराज, You take Bhagwan Swami Vivekananda Maharaj. Did he live for 2000 years? Hardly 39 years. See? But what was the foundation? This was the foundation. See, Maharaj, Adhyatma is not tabla peti all the time. So, Brahmanyete nama rupe pate chitramivastite. In the same manner, on the canvas of the Brahman, the reality, all these names and forms are painted. If the form is the man, put on the pant and shirt. See? If the form is that of the dog, put on different clothes. So, Brahmani ete nama rupe, on the same reality, the Brahman, their names and forms are superimposed. Chitram ivastite, upeksha nama rupe dve. So, if we have to see the substratum, the canvas, we don't have to destroy anything. Only change your focal length. See? When our focal length is not proper, we see something hazy. When we can focus our focal length perfectly, we see the things as they are. And for that we told this technique. Nama, many. Silence, one. Upeksha, nama rupedve. It is for this purpose our scriptures tell, chant the Lord's name. See, this is another very important thing. See, food we eat, the impact of the food will be on our hands, in our tongue, or where the hunger was. Hunger will be satiated. We don't take the food just to tickle the lung or the tongue, but to satiate the hunger. In the same manner, why the Lord's name is taken? To make noise? No. Impact of the Lord's name should fall on our mind. See? And what should be the impact of the Lord's name? All other names disappear. Because Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. Infinite cannot be repeated. So, first of all, the theme is finite. When the finite theme is there, be attentive to this very important thought. When the theme is finite, there will be thought breeding happening. This example I give a number of times. In the morning, I want a cup of tea. So wherever I go, they know about it. So they will be keeping one kettle, electric kettle, and tea bag. That's what I don't want anything else. So in the morning, I get up, and the first thing is have a cup of tea. If the cup of tea arrangement is not there, immediately Maniram start reacting. I didn't ask anything. Only this much they can't do it. Here come all. Because one cup of tea is a finite theme. One thought will breed the next thought. Thought breeding creates a thought flow, and we get carried away by the thought flow. But when the theme is Paramatma, Bhagavan, Nam, there is no thought breeding. And therefore, when we start, Om Namah Shivaya, complete. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Slowly, slowly, we start increasing the gap between the two names. And then the impact of the japa sadhana is the mind slowly wanes away all the thought forming habit and merges back in pure consciousness. It is for this purpose the Lord's name is chanted, not to disturb Him. All the time, Ram, 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 Ram. Do you know the most miserable God is Ram? Every Tom, Dick and Harry, Ram, 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 Ram. How irritating it must be. You must have seen mothers when the child, small one, is all the time, Mummy, Mummy, what do you want? Take that one. Mummy, Mummy, constantly, Mummy, Mummy. What should you? Chup, sar kha raha hai. In the same manner, Ram, 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 Ram. Bhagavan says, what do you want? But who listens to him? Ram, 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 mechanically going Ram, 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 Ram. He gets fed up. He told me. He gets fed up. And then he has Hanumanji only for this purpose. Hanumanji, chu, maro usko. Chant the Lord's name like you are eating a chocolate. Not like Ayurvedic medicine. The whole life will change, my friends. So, upekshe nama rupe dve. When sounds are heard, we are indifferent, we are with ourselves. Meaning, experience is happening, hearing is happening, because hearer is not born, and therefore we are with ourselves. Without becoming anybody, being is the non-specific experience. Brahmanyete namarupe pate chitramiva sthite upeksha namarupe dve, then Satchidanand dhir bhavet. Then you will be able to recognize what is the experience of just being. See? We can never experience our absence. We have never experienced our birth. We can never experience that we are growing. Somebody comes and tells us, Dadaji, baito, don't call me Dadaji before everybody. Call me uncle. Are budao, uncle. See? We have no experience of birth, growth, death, and most important, our own absence. Then what more we want to achieve in life? Then how to live? Time pass. How? Karnataka. How? What we are doing now? Like that. See? So, upekshanama rupe dve, then Satchidananda dhir bhavet. This is what is a recognition of our divine nature. See Maharaj. We are all awake, but we have not become anybody. Now, experiment to understand this. Become husband or wife and think. Not loudly. Stop. Become parents or children and think. Stop. And just be without becoming anybody. Therefore, just be Mr. Nobody. as a nobody think. So in these three experiments, let us analyze. When we became husband or wife, the thoughts were pertaining to wife or husband. When we became parent or children, thoughts were pertaining to children or parents. But when we are nobody, no thoughts. And how the nobody is born, how the somebody is born, and how the nobody can be recognized. Nobody has no past. Somebody always have some past. Somebody is always miserable. Nobody is never miserable. And for that, the technique we tell you, don't talk about your past, don't ask anybody about their past. Effortlessly, we start remaining in the present. Upekshe nam rupe dve sachidananda dhir bhavet. See? This is Brahmananda Advaitananda. See, Advaita we have to recognize. We don't have to create. It is like that. See? Only thing, it appears because undue importance is given to upadis. Space is non-dual. Space is ananta. But then we impose the upadhi, conditioning on the space. And thereafter, sunrise is the conditioning, then north, east, west, south, four corners and up and down. Out of one space, 10 directions are created. Then Vastu Shastra, and then Feng Shui. See? Being is effortless. This is Brahmananda Advaitananda. And you know what we have done so far? We have not done anything. Only our thinking process is readjusted. Brahmanyete nama rupe pate chitramiva sthite upeksha nama rupe dve. Sachidananda dhir bhavet. Therefore, this mantra I got from Ananda Mahima. देखो, सुनो, मत बोलो. Give it a try. But then, like the urge for vomit comes, we can't hold. In the same manner, the urge to talk comes. कहना नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन हमारे पड़ोसी की बहू हमारे बहू से 1000 गुना अच्छी है. अरे महारानी, when you know कहना नहीं चाहिए, why don't you keep your mouth shut? उल्टी आ जाती है ना. It is not silly, उल्टी. देखो. So upeksha nama rupe dve sachidananda dhir bhavet. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।